What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. Happy freaking Friday. Welcome back to the freaking circus. Here we go once again. Challenge event, challenge festival, whatever they want to call it now, because we don't have any separate families in any challenge events except maybe the Moth family. And okay, they're probably a lot better on average than most of the heroes in this event. But we do have a brand new Bard in the portal. And that is why we're here, because we're going to have a closer look at Merith today and see what she's all about. We have had some really good ones. Just recently, we've had, where is he? Oh, this dude, Dunahart, who's just an absolute destroyer running at slow speed, destroys all enemies, huge burn damage and everything else. And then we had the cello playing Dark Beat, who also does a boatload of damage to all enemies, reduces ailments, reduces buffs. So he's like a cleanse and dispel at the same time. So all of the heroes that are coming out of this portal at the moment, as far as the new Bards are concerned, have been really, really good. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the costumes. Just looking over them, Emilio is underwhelming. Sinan is underwhelming. This dude is underwhelming as well, although he does have his uses. She's great. Out of all of the sort of costume heroes that we've had, and I think this is the first of the circus heroes that we're actually seeing with Director Zuri and with Eiora and Fluffy. But the other ones have not been very good except for Toxicondra. I mean, she's the only one that I would actually want. Director Zuri, I'm holding out high hopes for her. Of course, we're going to have a closer look at her in a moment. She was one of my favorite healers when they first came out with the circus event. So hopefully they've managed to breathe some life back into this dilapidated old... She's not. But anyway, she looks incredible. Right. Let's jump in with the first hero that we've got, which is Merith. Obviously, she is a nature hero. Pumping out quite a few nature heroes at the moment, I must say. And she looks like Medusa. She's got some kind of snakes coming out of her head. I don't know how that fits in with the theme. I thought we were going with like rock, like electrical. She's got like a violin. I guess she's kind of gothic looking. But yeah, I don't know. I just think Dunahart, for going from Dunahart to her, is a big step backwards in my humble opinion. Anyways, art aside, she is of the Bard family, and the Bard family gets a solo bonus for any heroes the only member of their family on the team. It's an increase of 5% on their mana generation, which is very good and really, really helpful to other heroes on your team from different families. She's missing out on the reduction of ballads. What do they call it? The quick tempo ballad and the quick tempo dance, which a lot of the other ones do get. So he's also missing out. I think they've sort of disabled that from the more recent heroes. I think they may not have done it with the older ones. Yeah, you can see here with Voltaire. He gets the quick tempo ballad, where all ballads cast by enemies only last for one turn, and the quick tempo dance, which all dances cast by enemies only last for a single turn. And that can be really helpful. You know, on defensive teams, I've often like triggered somebody or targeted somebody with Von Rothbart or something like that. And then you think, you know, or put Sludgus on your defense, and you think that dodge is up for ages and the damage is up. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And it's because these guys have that strong passive. So yeah, that's a big downer, honestly, for a lot of the newer Bard heroes that we're seeing. I'm really sorry that they're missing that passive. So Merith is missing it as well. And in her case, she gets the revival chance reduction in its stead, which means that the chance of revival is reduced for all enemies in the battle to 20% of its original value. That's quite good at the moment, especially when you've got lots of heroes that revive quite well running around, like Astrid, for example. There are quite a few others, but yeah, 20% is okay. It doesn't affect those with full removal, though. So heroes like Sable, it's not going to have any effect against them. So I think the ballad and the dance is better. As can be said for the ether talent, I mean, dodge ether talent's pretty crappy. 20% chance to dodge for 6 turns, and heroes that never miss, it doesn't matter. Just pretty trashy. So far, the only thing I like is the Bard family bonus, which is a 5% mana boost. Right. Stats, we're looking at 1812 attack, 1631 defense, and 3000 health, which is crazy. Team power of 1608. That's 1226 without the power creep. Um, yeah, it's still going up. I mean, incrementally. I mean, last month was ridiculously high. The power creep chart. I can't remember who did that, but I think it was this Eric Fizel or something like that. He's a new creator, but I really did enjoy looking over that chart. I will put a link to the description or the link to that in the video below. He's kind of put together a little spreadsheet chart thingy of how power creep has increased over the last year. And some months it's been good. You know, some months it's been absolutely ridiculous. And I thought that was really helpful. So yeah, I mean, well done. Hats off to you for doing that, mate. I'm not a huge fan of doing spreadsheets myself at the best of times. I just kind of like to wing it, but there is something to be said for noting down that kind of thing. Anywho, moving on. So special skill is called petrifying performance. Right. I can see that. She's running at fast speed, reduces the max health of the target nearby by 1,000. Ooh, that's a lot. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health. I believe this doesn't go to less than 30%. Yeah, you can see there. Max health can't get lower than 30% of the original max health. And any boosted health is reduced by an additional 1,000. It's a humongous health reduction. Let's not beat around the bush. That is humongous. After one turn, the target and nearby enemies then get paralyzed for 2 turns. So you got one solid turn after she reduces your health by a ridiculous amount, and then you know you're getting paralyzed. Paralyzed enemies can't attack or gain mana, and they receive 50% increased damage. That's brutal. It's very, very brutal. It is only going to last for 2 turns, so thank goodness for that. But she is running at fast speed, so it is freaking brutal. It's like a silence. Basically, it's like a silence for 2 turns because you don't get the first turn, which happens after that. And it gives an increased damage while you're silent. So it's kind of like a sleep effect or deep sleep effect as well. It's kind of similar in terms of the way it operates, but it says once paralyzed, the effect cannot be cleansed. So that is different because you can cleanse other effects. Bosses, Titans, and Mythic Titans are not affected. So unfortunately, if you thought you were going to get massive Titan scores, that's not going to happen. But overall, it's a very, very strong effect. There is a third point here where it says dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. Though, does that really need to operate? I mean, let's see. So she's going to reduce their health, and then she's going to give the paralysis. So after a single turn, the target and nearby get paralyzed. Once paralyzed, they can't attack or gain mana, and they receive 50% increased damage. Okay, so they're going to get a damage reduction, but they could still have their buffs while they're paralyzed. But then it says the final point says she dispels buffs from the target and nearby. It's kind of weird as well because that third point should technically come before the second, because the second one encompasses the whole of the 3 turns. I'm assuming that the last point actually happens on the first turn. So before they become paralyzed, they should have their buffs dispelled, the target and nearby, because everything else affects the target and nearby as well. Right, so what do we think of this hero? I mean, she's super powerful. Don't get me wrong. She does a massive amount of health reduction, which in my opinion is kind of okay because like it's permanent is the word I was looking for. With damage, you know, with hitting, you can kind of come back from it, but then it is only up to 1,000. You've got heroes at fast speed that are in the Untold Tales and stuff doing up to 2,100 to 3 at fast speed, or even 2,300. I can't remember what Fafnir is right now off the top of my head, but like, I think he's still in here. Yeah, 2,100 damage to 3, and that's, you know, obviously based on the attacker's attack and defender's defense, but still, compare that to 1,000. It's a big jump. It's not permanent, but it's a big difference. The increased damage to the target nearby with this sort of silence, half silence effect, it's cool. And yeah, I think it's going to be quite impactful because you can put her with other green heroes that can take advantage of that. She has got the right sort of family where she gets the Bard bonus. So I think she's going to be a useful part of an attacking team. But like, I don't think she's going to completely change the world, to be totally honest. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it being that impactful of a skill to where it's going to just completely destroy folks. I think it is a massive health reduction, but as heroes become more and more powerful, The health reductions become less and less impactful. So for now, I'll give her a solid A plus. Like, I don't know exactly where she's going to sit, but I just don't sort of see her being in the same realm as the other new Bards that we've had released, even though she is running at fast speed. So I think I might get a bit of pushback from those in the top alliances, because they'll be like, yeah, you got to have fast speed heroes. It's the only way that you can play Empires and Puzzles. And you know what I'm talking about. And she's going to just be the perfect part of, XY synergy, which she may well be. But like, I don't know, kind of find it a bit boring. Anyway, that is my thoughts on Merith. Please do let me know in the comments if you are lucky enough to pull this beautiful, scary ass chick from this portal. And do let me know what you guys think about her as well, even if you're not able to pull her. Let's have a quick look at the costumes. So we've got Director Zuri wearing the clown outfit. I like it. Yeah, it's quirky. It's cool. I've seen it before. Obviously, we've seen loads of I think she's the one that they've done the most snippets of coming from the costumes in the circus. But yeah, I do kind of like it. She is now of the cleric class, which is a better class for her as a healer. She does get the Starfall family bonus. So obviously it's been a while. So just to remind you, it's a 50, 75 or 100% chance to cleanse their most recent cleansable status element at the end of each turn. So it's just a single hero cleanse. They get bonuses in the challenge event, but we don't really care too much about that. Stats boosts absolutely through the roof. They've got to be in line with the most recent heroes when they release the most recent costumes. That is at least something they've gotten right. I mean, in terms of, making sure that people are pulling in the portals, putting up the seasonal heroes and the other featured heroes with costumes, team powers to where they're at line with the other heroes in the portals kind of makes a lot of sense, don't you think? I think that they've come to that conclusion finally after however many years. We are now seeing a balance there. They do get the 5% mana bonus, so that's decent. Obviously, and this new weird looking passive with loads of with a dispel sign, or is it cleanse sign, and loads of arrows. So it says copy ailment on cleanse. So it says when a status ailment is cleansed from this hero, a new copy of the cleansed ailment is applied on a random enemy. I think that's pretty shit. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I think that is a shit passive. It's just a single cleanse from themselves and a single transfer of an ailment from themselves to another hero. And if you don't have a cleanse, it doesn't apply. Thankfully, Director Zuri should have a cleanse, so it will apply. But again, it's only going to apply to a single hero. And the ailment's that strong that you can be one of them compared to the other passives that we've got going on in the moment. I mean, Astral Dwarves family resist freaking any effects coming from minions, mega minions. The Fawns family have crazy resistances as well. Even the Toon passives are better than that. I mean, come on. That's a shit passive. Absolute dog shit. Anyway. And the family bonus pretty much as well. But that's been there. That's a new thing. New things should be better things. Honestly, don't go backwards. That's just terrible. Right. What do we have to say about the actual hero? She is quite defensively built, which is decent for a healer. 1126, 1384, and 2261. So, I mean, like we said, stats-wise, she's right there with where she needs to be. Defense up on the Ether talent as well is absolutely awesome for her as a healer. And the new special is called Clown's Blessing. It was the director's one. So she recovers 65% health for the ally with the lowest remaining HP. All other allies receive 45% health or recover 45% health. It's exactly the same, except that the health recovery is 3% different. Summons a clown minion for each ally with 20% HP and 30% attack inherited from the caster, and cleanses status ailments from all allies. So the clown minion's only got an extra 5% HP and an extra 8% attack, and then she still cleanses status ailments from all allies. The best thing about the change in the costumes is the class from sorcerer to cleric. She can still benefit from the 4% mana boost, which is awesome, but she also gets the mana shield on the talent. Aside from that, what the heck is going on? Honestly, this is a piece of trash costume. There's no changes. no significant changes from the original. There's a shit passive that they've just popped in there. And overall, I am massively disappointed. Let's move on. Crap, honestly. Eiora and Fluffy. Right. So Eiora, I mean, Fluffy's looking freaking dope, isn't he? Yeah, I kind of like that. So we've got the class here now. She's sorcerer class. She was a barbarian, so she is going to benefit right away from having a faster mana speed because you can increase the talent nodes on the sorcerer class. Same family bonus, and stats wise, we won't bother going over that again because obviously she gets the mana boost. Stats are really balanced across the board for 1600 team power. And she gets the defense up as well on the ether talent, which is one of my favorites. And she gets the shit passive as well, which is just the worst thing ever. Moving on. Balanced teamwork is the special. It was perfect teamwork. I think I'd rather have perfect than balanced, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Anyways, destroys all minions from the target. This effect damages mega minions. Okay, same as before. Deals 640% damage to the target. So that to be fair, that's a very, very strong hit. I mean, we do have some heroes which are at fast speed. Like I think we've just had, what was his name? The blue slime. I can't remember his name now, but he's a beast, doing like 600% damage at fast speed. But she's doing 640 at average, and her stats are the same. So that's a strong hit. She then reduces the max health of all enemies by 850. So, like, I would rather have that than that. Like, I know she's at fast speed, but the target nearby by 1,000, she's reducing all by 850. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the same sort of other benefits, but she does destroy minions and do extra damage against mega minions. So for heroes that are really annoying, like, what's her name now? Is it Moonbell or something like that? Not Moonbell. The other one that's really annoying that summons those huge freaking beastly beefy minions. Or even Eiora, for example. Like, you just get rid of all the minions and then snipe out the hero. It's a cool, timeless kind of skill, which is definitely going to work for her. And I like the max health reduction of all enemies. It says the effect stronger against boosted health. So obviously it will reduce, I think, yeah, that's changed. So she used to reduce the max health of all enemies who owned minions. Now she just reduces the max health of all enemies. So that's an example of making a hero relevant and keeping them, in touch with where they need to be. It's not quite as good of an example as I would like to see from the new heroes. I'd like to see massive changes in the specials, to where they are actually relevant and almost like worthy of being put in these portals alongside the other heroes that you're giving us, the new bards, etc. She's not that, don't get me wrong, but she is a heck of a lot better than the original version. And I think I do like her more than what they've done with Zuri, although Zuri is such a great healer. I think any of these heroes from this portal will be quite good, but I don't think any of them will completely change the game in the way that some others will. I mean, we've just had the War of Three Kingdoms portal come around, and any of the heroes that you pulled out of that portal will completely change the game for you. Son Jiang, whatever the green chick's name was, like, I'm putting myself on the spot trying to do all these, like Li Kui or whatever his name is, like any of them, Ruan, whatever his name, Zhuang Qi, Chang Dong, Bing Dong, can't do it. But you know what I mean. Any of those single heroes in there, completely game-changing heroes, and none of these guys are. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. I'm sorry, but like that's, I'll just say it like it is. So yeah, at the same time, do let me know what you guys think about these heroes. Let me know if you're lucky enough to grab any of them from these portals. Do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are not subscribed already, I would encourage you, if you do enjoy Empires and Puzzles content, to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future updates or anything that's going on in the game. Share it with your mother. Share it with your brothers, sisters, fathers, uncles, whoever. Share it, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye for now.